while building the privacy compliance program for any business. Let's talk about the grievance redressal system that needs to be established under the DPDP Act. We'll do a quick review of it here. There's a complete detailed video series on grievance redressal on my channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data. Overview of what kind of basic things are we expected to develop in our organizations as fiduciaries with respect to grievance redressal. What we have already covered is we try to understand what a privacy compliance program is and why is it important for organizations. Once we understood that, we created a privacy team to handle the privacy issues. We tried to understand what is the data we have. We mapped it. We did the inventory because we want to know what if we have sensitive data, what is the volume of data we are having. We mapped all our processes because we want to understand how we're processing personal data right now so that we can plan the future of personal data processing in our organization. Then we talked of certain privacy principles. We said that we always need to have a purpose of collecting personal information. We should collect the bare minimum information we need, not thinking that I'll collect extra information for future marketing or anything of that kind. We should have a consent from the principal that he is okay with us collecting his personal information. We should tell our staff about our commitments to the world about privacy using privacy policies, and we should tell is this to the world that how we are going to handle your personal data through privacy notices, which we can update and send or publish and republish from time to time. Right? We also talked about the rights of data principals, and yesterday we spoke about handling vendors to whom third parties to whom we outsource some of the work, and because the data is collected for us, they are also and we are also equally responsible for privacy, and we should check whether they are handling it properly or not. And as I said, let's talk about the grievance redressal mechanism. So again, you need to have a complete grievance redressal system. What does this mean? A complete mechanism where a data principal can come in and say, you did this with me, I'm not satisfied, I need to know why did you do this. Right? Now, it's not always that the complaints are going to be that polite, but there has to be a mechanism that there can be complaints, because until there are complaints, it could be very dangerous for the future business because there is no scope of improvement. That is one thing. Second, the customer may not be happy and he might have given up on you, right? So as we started and talked about the privacy compliance program, here also we need to make a grievance manager, a grievance team. Smaller organizations may ask their privacy manager or privacy officer to take over the role, but in larger organizations, grievance itself should be a complete department with respect to privacy also, because when we say larger, it could be a significant data fiduciary or data fiduciary but handling large or wide variety of information, personal. Once you have a grievance mechanism, grievance department or the grievance manager, you should broadly classify what kind of issues could be there. Very, very broad overview. There could be incidents. Someone might report that they believe that data has breached out of your systems. Someone misused my credit card, and I think I gave that my credit card information to you, so I can come back to you and say, well, someone misused from your end, or someone breached it from your end and got misused. And about the rights of the principals. We spoke about that in the previous videos about data principal rights. So if I want to access my data, where would I go and put in a request? There has to be a mechanism, right? If I want to get my data erased, where do I do that? There has to be a mechanism. So you should set up a grievance redressal mechanism in which you should have a collection mechanism wherein the user can come in and say, this is my name, address, phone number, and this is the problem I'm facing with this particular process. You have to define the timelines to respond. There will be a lot of things that the regulators, and once the DPDP Act gets finalized, they would say that this is going to be the time period in which you have to respond, right? But not always. Your response submission should be clear. There has to be a mechanism for closure. There has to be a mechanism where you can get the basic reporting that how did your team close it. They can punch in, they can feed in, and alerts could go to the respective impacted principals and a feedback mechanism. Someone should check either online or by talking with the data principal whether he is satisfied with the resolution provided. Then, of course, you need to publish all these mechanisms So when you're collecting the data, and even as a part of extension to your privacy notices, you should publish your grievance redressal system, especially the way escalations are being handled, right? So the team number and the boss number and the grievance manager number, email IDs, whichever way you want to develop it, uh, at least one of them or both of them. Which one? Telephone. What is the second one? App. Right. So in DPDP Act, they have said that the mechanisms should be available either online through the website, through telephones, or through the app. Right. Ideally both. Again, it depends on the size of your organization, the volume of data that you are processing, and at the end of it, you should also tell them what is the mechanism. If they're not happy with you, where should they go? What is the escalation to the Data Protection Board of India? Right. So that's about setting up the grievance redressal mechanism for your organization under DPDP Act. I hope you like the content of this video. Please press the bell and like icon, subscribe to my channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.